Yep. That's not supposed to be sagging down like that. I guess our tensioner's shot. Guess I can't complain. It's got almost 4,700 hours on it, and really this thing has not caused me a single lick of trouble. This shows it pretty well too, because you still got the sag up top, but the big sag down there. It's a nice thing about having a blade and a tilt rotator. I can reach in there and I can just grab a hold of that track. Well, I'll show you. Okay, with the track off, now we need to pull the idler out, because our grease cylinder is right in here. So we should be able to just loop a chain through that hole to our grapple and just pull this whole thing out. So this is your idler, this is the top like little rock guard, and this here is what the cylinder pushes out, and that pushes out to tension your track. Look at all that grease, definitely blowing out seals. Let's get it cleaned up and get the thing out of there. Might be pond mud. Back when I dredged that lake. So back in there behind all that dirt and grease, that's our cylinder we're trying to get out. Judging by the amount of grease, you can clearly tell that seal is no good. So I'm pretty sure the cylinder just comes apart. You gotta pull a chrome rod out basically, but it's creating a vacuum currently. So we're gonna take this out. This is normally how you dump the grease out of the track. You pump it up there to expand it, or you loosen that up, and that's a banjo fitting, and it'll release the grease out of the tensioner. So just take this fitting all the way out. You can see it's got a hole through the center of it. It's also got the slot in the threads. That's where the grease would come out. So we're going to try and pull this rod out. Yep, just like that. Phew, yummy. So yeah, our seals are in the end here. There's probably one there. I gotta look at my kit. I think there's 2 seals in it, but see right there. Get this all cleaned up. Throw some new seals in it. So this is the bore of the cylinder. You can see there's obviously grease in there, but you got your seals there. So we'll clean this up, pull the seals out, throw some new seals in it, and hopefully we'll be good to go. Alright, next night here, our seal kit, clean some of the grease out of here. Gonna pull these old seals out of here. It looks like there's gonna be an O-ring, which I guess that's what that is. There should be a backup ring in there. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got a backup ring, which is split. Backup ring was actually on top of that. Guess that makes sense. Pressure's down there. And our wiper seal, which is pretty well smoked. I think the wiper seal should just pull up out of there. Okay. I'm gonna have to try a little harder than that. Right. Yeah, wiper seals. It's pretty smoked. All right, let's get these grooves cleaned out quick. Throw some new seals in it. This really isn't a hard job. It's just dirty and a lot of disassembly to just change an O-ring basically. All right, got these grooves cleaned out pretty good. Once again, good old HW parts store come through. As I said, we're not sponsored or affiliated, but a lot of my seal kits have been coming from them lately, and they seem to have everything I want, and shipping's quick, and it's not very expensive. So we got Kubota KX080-4 mini excavator track adjuster seal kit. So we got our backup ring, our seal, and our wiper. Let's get the backup ring. You know what, we're gonna get the O-ring in there first. In this case, we'll just take it back out. We gotta get a backup ring. And there's not a whole lot to see here. Put the groove, putting it in the groove where it's supposed to be. Alright, now our wiper seal is going to go like this. And that's pretty much that. I do want to clean up our old seals and see if we can find anything wrong with them. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the camera here, but you can kind of see how it's rolled there. It looks like it got rolled and took a chunk out of it. It's got like a flat spot in there. Maybe you can't see it. And there you can kind of see the twist in it. But yeah, I'd say that's our problem. The new one's perfectly round, like it should be. So I cleaned the rod out some. So I think we're good to go there. And I'm just going to polish that up a little bit more. Maybe give a good wipe down and put it back together. We should be ready to reassemble the machine. Of course, we're going to clean some of the dirt and grease off this, but you don't need to see that. So this looks pretty heavily pitted, and it is pitted. You can feel it, but it's still smooth enough that I think it's going to be okay. I did wire wheel it, and then I hit it with some 1500 grit sandpaper, and that seemed to help quite a bit. So I think we're gonna put a little bit of grease on our seals and put this back together. Right. they're good now. Well, I think that should be good. Get this cleaned up, put it back in the machine. Alright, this thing's ready to get slammed back in there. Clean this area out a little bit. So let's get it pushed back into its home there. That's it. Okay, let's get this idler thrown in there. It's a little bit heavier than that adjuster. Let's see if I can do this without you guys being in the way. Okay, that'll work. Now it's just a matter of putting the track back on. Well, definitely went on a lot easier than it come off. Alright, let's get this pumped up. So I guess we should tighten the adjuster bleed screw first. Otherwise we're just going to be pumping grease on the ground. Okay, it's tight. Let's put our grease fitting on there. Okay. Alright, so now I normally like to have about 2 inches between this bottom roller. This one. Well, I guess the center is about here. So between this one and this one, you want to have about 2 inches there. So we got to pump it up a little bit more. Somewhere about, probably about there is pretty good. It's also got that little bit of spring to it. Means it's just tight enough. So I think that's gonna be good. Put our little trap door back down on here. Tighten it up. And hopefully she holds this time. So I guess we can call that fixed for now. So if any of you guys remember or have been following the channel for a while, you'll remember when we had steel tracks on this old KX80, and I kind of wish I didn't get rid of them. Rubber tracks are good for a lot of the residential work that I do, but those steel tracks, this thing was just an animal with them steel tracks on. And I actually had bought a brand new set of rubber tracks to put on this. Well, the reason I switched from the steel tracks is because my original set of rubber tracks on the machine were like completely junk. They're not even that bad. They're not even worn down. It's just they're stretched. So like they make all sorts of bad noises. So I bought a brand new set of rubber tracks when I sold the steel tracks. I actually never put the rubber tracks on. I ran the old rubber tracks for a little bit longer, and then I bought these tracks. These were new old stock tracks from the Kubota dealer auction. I paid $200 for a set of tracks, and they've got their flaws, but geez, there's nothing wrong with them. They got good meat on them and whatever. I guess I'm not afraid if something happens to them because they're so cheap. And I still have my original set of tracks, so I could always throw a track on here if I got into a bad situation. But I don't know. This old Kubota is a real good machine. I can't say much bad about it. It's starting to slow down a little. It's not as quick as it used to be. And I'm not really sure how to remedy that other than a new pump. But new pump's like, I remember 5, 6, maybe 8 grand. I don't really remember. But the end con on here has been great too. This is my first tilt rotator, and this thing, it's held up to everything I've thrown at it. Grapple on the other hand, well, that's not the greatest piece of equipment, but it still works as it's supposed to. But yeah, I can't really complain about this machine too much. I am considering getting a replacement for it. I'll probably never get rid of this one, but I don't know if I'm going to buy a new Kubota to replace it, or I've been really liking the Volvo excavators. As you guys, if you follow the channel, you'll know I got 2 of them now. And Volvo just came out with a new 90 class machine, and it's pretty interesting to look at. I haven't run it yet, but we'll get there. But yeah, I think we're gonna call this fixed. I got a couple jobs this machine I need on, and the last job I kind of limped it through. I actually threw a track on the job, and that was kind of the last straw. I'm like, I gotta fix this tensioner. So, and I figure I could show you guys a little sneak peek of something to come. The old Caterpillar Power. Picked this rig up pretty cheap, and it's a cool old dozer, to say the least. It's a D6B with a factory ripper on it, angle blade. Pretty neat machine, that's for sure. Alright, here's an update on our track tensioner. It's been a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks later, since we did the repair on that tensioner. Probably put 6 or 8 hours in this machine since then. And as you can see, we're up on the mountain property. And if you guys follow the channel, all you know, the road to get up here is not an easy road. It's pretty steep, and there's a lot of rocks, and it's, I don't know, probably about a half mile to get up here. But anyway, we tracked it up here, did a bunch of work up here, and yeah, it's right how we left it. So I'd say that was a successful repair on the track tensioner for this Kubota excavator. And yeah, thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next one.